In this video, I will show you how to solve the ALEKS problem called estimating the volume in liters of a cylindrical object. This problem is giving us the dimensions of a liquid inside a test tube, which is a cylindrical shape, and it's asking us to calculate the volume of that liquid. The equation that we use to calculate the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h, where r is the radius and h is the height. We've been provided with the diameter of the object, so that is the diameter, and that means the radius is 1/2 of that, so our radius is 1.0 millimeters. This 14.5 centimeters, that is our height. Now, one of the issues with this problem right off the bat is that we don't have the same units for our measurements, and we need to have the same units in order to be able to plug them into this volume equation. So let's go ahead and do some unit conversions to start off. And I'm going to start off by converting my radius, 1.0 millimeters. I'm going to start off by converting that into centimeters. And I will tell you why I'm making this choice in a bit. I'm not going to talk about it quite yet. So whenever I'm being asked to perform a metric prefixed to metric prefixed unit, my strategy and my recommended strategy is to first convert from the prefixed unit into the base unit and then convert from the base unit into the desired prefixed unit. So rather than trying to go directly from millimeters to centimeters, I'm going to go from millimeters to meters and then meters back to centimeters. Let's set this up. I have 1 millimeter. I want to multiply by a conversion factor that lets me cancel out units of millimeters and convert into meters. That's my desired first step. Milli is the prefix that means 10 to the minus 3. That tells me that 1 milli is 10 to the minus 3 meters. And in this step, I have canceled out the millimeter unit. Now I'm ready for the next step. The next step, I am converting from meters into centimeters. And my conversion factor, I want meters on the bottom so that those units will cancel. My desired unit, centimeter, I want on top. Centi is the prefix for 10 to the minus 2. That means 1 centi is 10 to the minus 2 meters. And my meter units cancel. And if you'd like, we can do this on the calculator because sometimes students are a little bit unsure about what to do with these exponents in the numerators and the denominators. So I'm going to just start going across this equation. I have 1.0 times 10 to the minus 3, and that is divided by 10 to the minus 2. That gives me an answer of 0.1, and my unit is centimeter. So now that I have my radius, I'm going to write it again up here, my radius in units of centimeter. My height is also in units of centimeters. And if you're doing this volume problem right now, it's going to be easier for you if you convert both your height and your radius into centimeters. We'll see why in just a second. Let's go ahead and proceed with the volume calculation. The volume is pi r squared height. That's just the volume, the equation for calculating the volume of a cylinder. That for this particular cylinder is pi times the radius, which is 0.1 centimeters. 0.1 centimeters, and that is squared, times the height, 14.5 centimeters. So let's go ahead and do the math on that. We're going to have pi times 0.1 squared times 14.5. This gives me a volume of 0.456 is what I'm going to go with. And my units are centimeters squared times centimeters, which is centimeters cubed. Now, ALEKS wants the volume to be expressed in units of milliliters. The relationship between a cubic meter and a liter unit is, and this is an important relationship, 1 cubic centimeter is equal to 1 milliliter. And this is why I recommend that you put your dimensions, the units of your radius and your length, put those dimensions into centimeters before you do any of this type of calculation, so that when you do your volume calculation, you will end up with cubic centimeter units. 1 cubic centimeter is 1 milliliter. So if we have 0.456 cubic centimeters, we have 0.456 milliliters, because those two units are one and the same. Now this particular ALEKS problem wants me to express my answer in units of milliliters, so I am done. It says it wants it to the 0.01 decimal place, so that's going to be 0.46 milliliters for me. I have seen other versions of the problem where you have to do a further unit conversion. Perhaps ALEKS wants the unit in liters. I've seen it wanting the units in microliters. So you might have to do additional conversions after this point. I don't. But if you do, you definitely know how to do those unit conversions. Good luck.